Okay, we should be live. Let me just adjust some things. If everything is okay, you should see me. Actually, I got a new camera and we are ready to do a live playthrough of Airlift Stalingrad, a new war game. Alright, so I managed to import the PDF with the rulebooks, so I probably will look through it because the game is quite new for me. I just made it, I played it a few times, but sometimes even I can forget some of my rules because it's still new to me. Since I did playthrough videos, but we're going live right now, so, and I changed some things after the playthrough I did and some play testing. So I'm just, in this video, first I'm going to tell you what are the changes, and I'm going to probably explain again everything, but pretty quickly, and then we're going to start playing. So in previous videos we had more, actually pretty much large pool of the planes that you can use, which are represented with these little like yellow cubes. Right now it's very low number, so you actually start with only 8 planes with the 4 in reserve. So I'm going to put the 4 in the reserve here, and this is the amount of airplanes you start the game with, just 8. Bag, the event bag with the cubes is also slightly changed. I added 1 of each of these cubes, and I lowered the number of white cubes you can add. So when we're gonna do a game setup, you place all these cubes in colors in the bag, and then you always add 1 disruption. That's how the bag starts. For the rest of the setup, this here start with the no orders. Weather is clear for now, but it's going to change during our first turn. You start with the 2 food, 3 morale, and 1 fuel in the fuel reserve for the breakthrough. So just quickly to explain, in this game we are trying to do airlifts and save the 6th Army which are encircled in the Stalingrad, part of the Stalingrad and the local area. And we're also trying to break through this encirclement, or just to save them by this Operation Winter Storm before cards that represents the time run out. So that's our objective. We do that if we manage, well, depending of the orders I'm going to show you here. So for the Operation Winter Storm there must be 4 more fuel reserves in the breakthrough scale, and weather must be clear. And then we roll 2d6 dice, and if the sum of those dice you roll is lower than the sum of your food and morale, you win the game. That's all you have to do. But if you fail, if you fail that, you immediately lose the game. So we need to fill up this scale here up to 4 and maybe more, and weather needs to be clear, and well, we need to rise our food and morale a bit, because the higher the number, the easier it's going to be to roll the lower sum with 2 dice. And the other thing we can do a breakthrough, but that's much more harder to do because fuel reserves must be completely filled and weather must be clear, and also you do the same, roll 2 dice and some must be lower than the food and morale. Why is it harder? Because to fill this scale here, you're filling it by rolling a die and getting a higher result than your current number of these cubes. So at the beginning it's going to be easier, but when you get to 6 you need a dice roll modifier, at least on some of these cards, that can give you to do that. So it's almost impossible, and you have to be really lucky to actually pull that off. But if you manage to get into that situation, well, good for you. Alright, so the next thing we need to prepare, I need to decide what kind of a game I'm gonna play. It's gonna be easy, medium, or hard. That depends on these lull turn cards and these blizzard cards. So the more blizzard cards are added to this operational deck here, the game is harder. The more lull turn cards I put, the game is gonna be easier. So in this case, I'm gonna play a medium game, which means 2 cards from this deck and 2 blizzard, 2 lull turns cards. So I'm just gonna flip this, so I don't know which cards I'm gonna get. I'm gonna shuffle these. So 2 lull and 2 blizzard cards go into the operational deck, and that's basically the setup for my operational deck. The rest of the cards we're gonna not use, so I'm gonna put them out of the game. These Paul surrender cards come into play later, and I'm gonna explain when. Basically, when your morale goes to 0, you have to shuffle this card into the deck, which is your timer, and if you pull it, well, you can see what reads here. It says Paolo surrenders, 6th army is destroyed, you have lost the game. So you don't want your morale to get to 0. Alright, so that's set aside for now. I'm gonna shuffle this deck. Now, I need to place units, basically army groups, on these markers all over the map. I need to place some fortification, and I need to get some more airplanes from the reserve. But here's the deal. To put 1 soldier on this marker, and these are the soldiers, these gray cubes here, I have to discard 1 card for each soldier. If I want to put a level 1 fortification, which looks like this, and this is the level 2 fortification, which has a little flag, so it's completely built. So level 1 fortification costs me 2 cards, and level 2 fortification costs me 3 cards. So the more things I put on this map, the more cards I'm gonna have to discard from this deck, and this is basically my timer. So if I discard too many cards, and there is a quite possibility that I wouldn't have much time to prepare, you know, to get my fuel, to get my morale, to get my food high, and change these orders here to be either Operation Winterstorm Breakthrough to actually win the game. So you need to watch for that. But playing the game, as I played it more and more, I actually find there are some things you can do to get you a good start. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some fortification. Now, here on this map, there are actually 4 areas that are really important. So that's Potomac, Center, Stalingrad, and Gumrak. These 4 areas you need to hold as much as possible, because if you put the drops here, you can rise your fuel, get your food, get wounded from the hospital, get your morale. So once you lose any of these areas, you can't retake them back. So for instance, if I lose the center area, I'll also lose a hospital, which is quite drastic for this game, because without a hospital, anyone who gets hurt will actually automatically die, and I cannot get more troops in this game. So every dead soldiers for me is basically 1 less army group that can hold these areas, and eventually Soviets gonna find the holes in your front, and they're gonna take these areas. And I think it's good time to, before I place these tokens and purchase them with the cards, to explain you how you lose the game. So I think there are 6. Let me check. Well, we have a rulebook here. Yeah, here is the 6th way you can lose the game. Number 1, if you don't have any airplanes in your airlift pool at the end of your turn. So all these airplanes that you can see here, if they are all gone and I don't have any at the end of my turn, game over. If all of your army groups are destroyed or in the hospital, game is lost. So I don't have any army to fight, basically. If you draw Paulo surrenders card from the operational deck, you immediately lose the game. So if this card is shuffled in and I draw it, game over. If 3 or more of the areas of your pocket are under Soviet control, so if I lose 3 or more of these areas, also game over. if all of the operational cards are in the discard and you haven't executed successful Operation Winter Storm or a breakthrough roll at the end of the turn, it is a game over. So if I basically spend all the cards and I didn't manage to do what I need to do with the breakthrough from Stalingrad. And 6, if you fail a roll for Operation Winter Storm breakthrough, you also lose the game, because I have only one chance to roll and hope to score some big. Alright, so let's shuffle this once again. And let's see. So I definitely want some high fortification here. So I'm going to put one here in the center. So that these are level 2s. They cost me 3 cards. One in Potomnik. Actually in Potomnik I'm going to put just half. And here I'm going to put half. And here I'm going to put... Oh wait, not this one. Just a level 1. So, and maybe I'm going to put one level 1 here. So just these fortifications going to cost me 2, 4, 6, 8, 11 cards. Okay, 11 cards gone from a deck into the discard pile. Then I have to purchase my units. 1 card, 1 unit. So we're definitely going to put them in all these fortifications. So that's going to be 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually 5. 6, 7, 8. I'm going to put one more here. 9. So 9 more cards going to be gone. And I'm going to form a discard pile here. So 20 turns for now, but I'm going to also take 2 airplanes. And each airplane costs 2 more cards. So it's going to be 4 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm left with 16 turns, which I think is enough with the strength of this size. I have at least 1 soldier in each area. Most of the areas are fortified, so that should theoretically be good for now. Good start for now. Okay, we're ready to play the game. So we have a turn sequence here. Let me show you. First we draw the operational card. This is our operational card, level 2. I have a +1 DRM for this whole turn. These 4 actions is what I can do. You can do only 2 actions, and they need to be orthogonally adjacent. So either these 2, or these 2, or these 2, or these 2. And later on, we have here like 3 ribbons in different colors, which are going to be activated by pulling cubes from this event bag that I already formed. So if I pull the cubes in this color, these negative effects will happen. They the last that happens. So I can lose 1 food, 1 soldier in hospital could die, and I could get attacked by the enemy armor in the rear guard area and Rohoshka area. Basically here and here. And I always like to look what negative can happen. So armor attack. So how severe is the armor attack? We can read here that when armor attacks, it says effects of the armor attack are more severe. First, instead of 1 gray cube, they apply to 2 cubes in the affected area. So if I have 2 cubes here, both of them will be damaged in some way. If those cubes are not in the fortification, one will be destroyed and removed from the game, so one is killed, and the other will be moved to hospital. If there is only 1 unprotected cube in the attack area, it is destroyed. So if I have 2 cubes, 1 wounded, 1 destroyed. If I have only 1 cube, it's killed. Every fortification in the affected area will be decreased by 1 step, but in case that would cause a cube inside to be out of the fortification after the applied effect, that cube goes to hospital. So if we look here, so the Rohoshka and rear guard will be attacked, no fortification there. So if this attack happens, these 2 guys will be dead, these 2 army groups, and the And if my when you are attacked by the infantry or the armor, that's basically units that are entering your area, if these are without any units, if they are clean out, they go to Soviet control. We place this marker over it, and I can actually lose these two areas right from the start, unless I can somehow prevent that. Now, there is one way. Well, I have an action that can actually cannot help me with that, but there is one way I can try to do prevention, and that's my airlift. Because if I manage to drop some supplies here, I can turn those supplies into like a level 1 fortification, and that could help me at least. Well, I'm still gonna lose the areas, I'm afraid, because they're gonna be cleaned out. Because actually this is a pretty severe card to get on the first turn, but we'll see what's gonna happen. At least maybe I'm gonna lose these areas, but maybe I can like pull my guys out from them and save them. We'll see. In any case, I have 4 actions here, and we see here that the next thing we have to do is, if possible, use 2 actions, and then we're gonna roll for the weather. So I think I'm gonna definitely use this action, and that's like a little soldier allows me to move one of my army groups from one marker to any other marker in any area of my choice. So I'm thinking I'm gonna take this guy from the rear guard. I'm gonna put him in the Gumrak to save him, because I'm not so sure I can save this guy here. So there is a good chance I'm gonna lose these 2 areas to enemy armor attack right from the start, which is bad, because if you lose 3 or more, you lose the game. Alright, the next thing I can do, I can either increase my morale or my food. I think I'm gonna try to increase my food, so I'm gonna play this thing here. So how do we do that? I roll on this truck, and I need higher than my current amount of food. So I need 3, 4, 5 or 6. And of course I'm gonna get 1, but with a DRM here, that's 2. It's still not good enough, so no food. Wasted action. And that's it. So the next thing we do is roll for weather. Okay, let's do the weather roll. I got a 2, and if you look here, that is the snow. Now, the good news, there will be no enemy planes. They do not fly when the weather is poor. The bad news is, once I send my number and I can send 1 to 6 of these planes to do airlift, I will roll a die, and if I roll higher than the number of planes I send, everything is fine. But if I roll lower, I'm gonna lose planes depending on the difference of the dice that I just roll and the number of planes. They could get either lost in weather, but they return to base, which is fine, or they can be actually crash land somewhere, and then in this case they go to repair shop, which means into the reserve. Excuse me, out of my pool. So right now, and let me check just to see no one is chat. Okay, so that's fine. And I have a -2 dice roll modifier to that roll, but with a +1, that's just -1. So I'm thinking to send 4 planes and hope for the best. Now 4 planes, for every 2 planes you send, you get 1 white die. If you send an odd number of planes, let's say 2 will get me 1 white die, 1 will get me 1 black die, which is kind of bad, but I'm going to explain it later on. There should be some enemy planes here for the black die to be really bad for me. Actually, to tell you the truth, in this case, maybe it's better if I get the black die, because I'm safe. So I still got the 2 dice to roll, and I get 2 of these parachute drop markers, which I will place, hoping to, put that the drops will land there. Okay, now I'm gonna do a weather roll to see, not the weather roll, more like a roll to see how many airplanes gonna be lost in this poor weather. So I have a -1 DRM, so I'm hoping for a 6 and 5s, and of course I'm gonna get 1. All right. With the -1, that's actually 0, which in my case means that all 3 planes are lost in bad weather, because 0 minus 3 is, the difference is 3 basically. Which means no dice or airlifts for today. So I can return this. And now these planes, as I said, could return to base or could get damaged and go to the reserve. I have to roll die for each plane in this little section, and if I roll 1 to 3, they go to reserve. Everything else they return to base. Alright, so basically 2 planes are crashed and they went to reserve to repair. 1 managed to return to base. So during this really bad snow, my airlift completely failed for this day. No drops. Alright, let's continue then. We skip everything else. We get to the draw cubes and resolve the events from the operational card. So now the bad things happen. And I need to draw 2 cubes. You can see that Roman numeral number 2 at the top of the card. That's how many cubes you have to draw. 1, 2. Alright. And now we resolve these bad effects. No gray cube, good. No green cube, good. White cube is a disruption, so every time I pull this out, I actually get one of these iron crosses, which give me ability to reroll any number of dice, and some other things I can do with that. But I drew a red cube, so the armor attack will happen in rear guard and Rahoshka. Rear guard, no enemy units, they just gonna take it. Rahoshka, they kill this guy, so out of the game. No hospital, no nothing. No units left, they take 2 areas. So right from the start, if they take just 1 more area, it's a game over. As you can see, the game is extra hard. Okay, let's return this cube to the deck and let's continue. Normally, if my orders were to Operation Winter Storm or the Breakthrough, and if I had enough fuel and if the weather were clear, I would be now able to roll for that breakthrough. But weather is not clear, I don't have fuel, and rolling right now 2 dice, I would need to score less than 5 on 2 of them. I could use a reroll for that, so I'm gonna save it for now, but you will see. Okay, turn number 2. And we have a lull turn. So no, this is one of those good cards. So no events. I have a +2 DRM and I need to do 2 actions from here. So looking at this, one action that I definitely want to do is this fuel reserve. I want to increase fuel reserve, but then I can either move troops or try to increase the number of my food. So let's try actually that. And I have a +2 DRM. So I need to roll higher than the current fuel, which is basically, it's going to be really easy, 6, okay, so I get the fuel. And I need to get a roller higher than the current food with a +2 DRM. This is basically a 6. So yeah, I also get the food. So that's good. Now we roll for the weather. And we have snow again. Damn. Okay. With a +2 DRM and a -2, that's gonna negate each other. So basically I don't have any minuses DRM to the roll through snow. So what I'm thinking, maybe to send 4 planes. Actually 3. 3 planes again, which give me 1 black and 1 white die. There will be no enemy planes, so that's fine. And let's check. I just need to roll higher than 3. Oh, I roll a 1. So 2 planes will be lost, which basically gonna cost me my white die. So only 1 plane will actually deliver maybe something. We'll see. Okay, let's see, will these planes get back to base or they're gonna crash? I need more than 3. Okay, 1 crashed, 1 returned to base. So you already see only 6 planes left in my airlift pool. And if I don't have any planes at the end of my turn, game over. Alright, so this one plane group, I guess, managed to pass. So now I need to decide where they wanna drop the supplies. You see these numbers? So if I put it here, I'm hoping for a 3 or a 4. If I put it here, I'm hoping for a 6. To be honest, I would like to try Gumrak and increase my morale even more. So I need a 4 or 5 on this dice. Now, DRMs, there are no DRMs that can affect these airlift drop. What you roll is what you get. The only thing you can do is use the Iron Cross to reroll them. But this does not apply to this roll. So, 4 or 5. Okay, 1. I'm gonna use my reroll. Come on, 4 or 5. 1 again. Alright, this means this drop fell who know where. It didn't reach the destination. Airlift for today again was a complete failure. Airplane returns back and that's it. Alright, so basically the only thing that is left is we don't have the events, so we go to the next turn. Alright, +1 DRM. There is a possibility I'm gonna lose morale. Pitomnik could get disrupted, and another attack with the armor on the center and Stalingrad. So here and here. Now I have a good fortification here, but this guy would die definitely, because you can't have 2 cubes in the same spot. So he's out. This guy will be wounded, but I'm gonna lose Stalingrad. Wow, there is a good chance I'm gonna lose the game here. Unless I drop some supplies here and increase the level of this fortification. Because I don't have any action that can help me to build like a fortification or increase the level of this one. So if this happens and my airlift fails, it's gonna be a game over. It's gonna be game over in the turn 3. Alright, let me think. So what actions I wanna use? Well, I'm gonna definitely move this guy from here to Chervelnaya. And I'm gonna go for try to increase my fuel. I have a +1 DRM, so I need 4 or more. That's basically 6. Another fuel. Alright, now we're gonna roll for the weather, and the weather is clear. If you have a clear weather, you have to roll the number of enemy airplanes that will be also in the air. Oh damn, it's gonna be 5. Of course it's gonna be 5. So 5 enemy airplanes. So now, instead of applying like weather effects, we're gonna have the air combat. Oh wait, I did this wrong, sorry. I should watch it. So first, if possible, use to roll for weather, send up to 6 planes, and then you roll to see how many enemy planes. So I don't know how many enemy planes will be here. So I have to form my group without that knowledge, and that's the most problem. But I'm gonna be risky. I'm gonna send 6 planes, which basically will give me 3 white die and all 3 markers, in hopes I'm gonna get them. And now I'm hoping that the number of enemy planes will be really low. Okay, 2. Okay, I can live with 2. So we're gonna have the air combat. How it works? I'm gonna roll 1 die. If it's higher than the number of enemy planes, nothing happens. We didn't have the air combat. If it's lower or equal, the difference will go to the lost planes, and then we're gonna roll and see what that plane will be. When you have the air combat, planes never return to base. They either be destroyed or they get damaged and go into the reserve. So I need more than 2. I have a +1 DRM, so I'm hoping it's gonna be fine. Okay, 6, that's basically 7. So I passed these enemy planes without any problems. So I definitely need to drop here. No one in hospital. Now, this increase in level, it's permanent. You basically do it like this. You place this like a, that represents like weapon and ammo. They have additional but that's like you have one more level of shielding on you if some drops manage to drop here. Okay, let's put some in Gumrak. And I'm hoping to get to 2 5s. That's why I'm putting another, so I can increase my fuel reserves too. But that's a big hope. Or should I increase my, well, no, I'm fine with the food. Okay, I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna actually put 2 here, hoping for 2 5s. Because then I can increase this and I can also try to get more fuel. And I need 4 or 5 here, so we'll see. Alright. And remember, no DRMs for this roll. Just what I roll, what I get. Okay, so 6 and 3 will give me nothing. So that's probably game over if that armor attack happens. The 4 I can use to increase my morale. So I need... Okay, that's enough. My morale goes to 4. And that is it. These guys gonna return to base. And now... draw cubes. Come on. 3 cubes. No red one, please. Okay. Okay. That was close. Alright. So gray cube. I have 1. Now this doesn't... if I draw 2 gray cubes, that doesn't mean I'm gonna lose 2 morale. It's gonna just have this... the number of event happens depending on the number of the ribbons. So if I have 2 red ribbons and I draw 2 red cubes, both of those events gonna happen. If I draw only 1, the only top one, because you resolve them from top to bottom. So I'm gonna lose morale, that's for sure, and I draw a green cube, so Potomnik will be disrupted. I need to take this little token and place it here. Now what disrupted means is that I cannot do nothing in this area. It is cut off. We lost the communication with the Potomnik. Basically, I cannot increase the level of this fortification. I cannot move this guy anywhere from the area. I cannot move guys into the area or out of the area. I cannot place drop markers and try to get food or anything here in Potomnik. It's just out of the question. This is like a locked area. Now, how do we remove this disrupted token? Well, either another thing is going to get disrupted, or we can spend one of these iron crosses, which you get only if you draw white cubes from this bag. And there is an action that can actually add more white cubes to the bag. Alright, so we survived somehow. That's good. But Potomnik is now disrupted. Let's continue. So level 2 card, Gumrak is disrupted, so this could get disrupted. Peskovatka and Rohoshka will be attacked by infantry. So Peskovatka and Rohoshka is already under infantry control. Well, it's gonna be fine. In the case of infantry, they just lower 1 level of fortification, but if you have a guy in here, he's safe, nothing happens. Let's actually check. Because infantry attacks are not that bad. Effect will cause 1 grey cube that is not in fortification from the attack area to be sent to hospital, so you get wounded. If that cube was in the fortification, you decrease its level by 1, while cube doesn't suffer any ill effects. If there are 2 cubes in the attack area, where 1 is in the fortification and the other is not, Soviet infantry will be always attack the one that is not shielded, basically. Alright, so we're gonna survive this. I'm just gonna lose fortification. And what else can be attacked? Potomnik. I cannot do nothing about the Potomnik. At first they will survive, they have the fortification. But what I'm thinking right now is to use definitely this action. I need to build bunker, and I'm gonna put this to level 2 in Stalingrad. In my second action I can change orders or go for morale. I need one more fuel for the Operation Winter Storm, but to change orders is really hard. Let me show you that action. Here it is. It's called Call Berlin. You roll a d6. On a roll of 1 to 4, change orders to Breakthrough. On a roll of 5 to 6, change orders to Operation Winter Storm. So I would need a 5 or 6 because it's easier to do. I just need one more fuel. So instead of that, I'm just gonna try to increase my morale even more. And by the way, if there was a different order than no order, I would have to actually move this cube right now here. Unless I would use this. Okay, yeah, let's try to increase the morale. No dice roll modifier, so I need 4, 5, or 6. No, morale stays like it is. So the second action was useless. Let's roll for the weather. Weather is clear, which means I have to re-roll this die because you always get a new number of planes with. Okay, this time we. Oh wait, no. Don't play it wrong. Don't play it wrong. First I need to decide. Right now its number of planes is 2. I need to decide how many planes I'm gonna send. Okay, I'm gonna do 4 this time. So that might give me 2 dice and 2 of these tokens. Okay, give me just a second. I just need to do something really quickly. Okay, sorry. Okay, so I'm hoping that much planes. Now let's see how many enemy planes will actually be in the air. Okay, only 2. Well, let's hope I roll more than 2. 4, I'm fine. Every airplane is going to pass without any problems. So I definitely need to resupply. Let me check. Peskovatka. I'm going to try at least. And Stalingrad, because I want to increase my fuel a bit more. So I need 2 or a 5 on these 2 dice. And I got 1 and 6. So these drops went who knows where, probably at the Soviet side. They didn't actually get me anything. Alright. The airlift operation was useless just like in real life, sadly. Alright, at least I didn't lost any planes, they all returned. So now we go to see, I'm gonna roll, I have to roll 2, I have to pull 2 cubes. Okay, white and a gray, perfect. Perfect, no attack whatsoever. And I also get one of these iron crosses. Alright, now if I want to, I could immediately spend it to lift this disruption. But I'm gonna wait a bit, we'll see, maybe, because I'm fine with the food for now. The food is really important if you have like wounded in the hospital. Because for each 2 wounded, you have to pay 1 food at the end of your turn. Basically, paying upkeep for your wounded guys, you have to feed them. If you can't do them, they start to die. Whenever someone dies in the hospital, your morale goes down. So it's kind of everything is connected with this hospital and food and morale. But I have a 3 food. I'm fine with that so far. Alright, let's go to the next turn. Alright, fuel consumption. I can lose a fuel and artillery attack on 2 random areas. I don't know which one because I have to roll, and then depending on the numbers I can even change some of them. Like if I roll a 4, I can decide Chernovaya, Potomac and Gumrak, but if I roll a specific number, then I am in problem. Artillery attacks are the worst. I can actually read you what they do. Event with this icon will announce upcoming Soviet artillery barrage of one of 2 areas. These attacks can also be randomly spread over. Okay, this attack cannot directly cause the area to be captured by the Soviets. So even if they clear everything in the area, it's still in my control because they just kill everyone. Effects of the artillery attacks are most devastating. All grey cubes in the affected area, if not in fortification, are instantly destroyed and removed out of the game. So everybody out of the 4 killed. Fortifications are removed as they are always decreased by 2 levels. If there was a cube in the fortification, it is moved to hospital, placeholder, or wounded. So even if you are 4th, you're gonna get wounded. I guess a shell shock or something. And right now, I don't know where it's gonna hit. Let's just hope I don't roll a 6, because that would be a disaster. Alright, 2 actions. No orders, no DRMs. I do have artillery. But to be... Alright, I want to use anti-aircraft. This is not artillery, it's actually anti-aircraft gun. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to set... You set this aside. If there was no die, you actually put it like this. So then when you have to add a die, you just remove this aircraft. Basically, you kill them all. But right now there are some aircraft. But I'm going to... So you set your anti-air to be able to shoot them, because you can decrease the number of these enemies planes if you have anti-aircraft. So let's do that, and then I either have to move troops and try to get more food. Oh, do I want to move anyone? No, actually I'm gonna go for the food. So I need 4, 5 or 6. No food, sadly. We didn't scavenge any food. So I could reroll, but I have to keep this. I'm gonna keep this reroll. I was thinking to remove the disruption, but I'm gonna keep it for now. Alright, roll for weather. Weather is snow. So I don't care about the enemy aircrafts right now, because they are not a problem. I do not remove die though. Only if there is a blizzard, then you remove any dice and airplanes don't fly. So they are somewhere maybe, which means if they will not attack me, but if I use a black die together with my white die and then roll for drops, and that black die is equal or lower than the enemy planes, I'm gonna lose 1 plane. It's gonna be damage and it goes to a reserve. It's not gonna go back to base. But I still dropped the supplies. They just managed to shoot 1 plane when it was returning back, but it didn't. Well, it might actually kill it. I need to roll that 1 to 3 to see is it destroyed or just damaged. So that's the problem with the black die. So I'm thinking just to send... Should I be bold and send... No, wait. I have a -2 DRM. No, let's not be bold. I think I'm going to send actually 3 planes. Which is going to give me a white and a black die. I can use my anti-aircraft. Yeah, let's do it like that. I'm going to use my anti-aircraft, so I'm going to roll, and depending what I roll, if it's higher than the enemy planes, they're going to be completely destroyed. If it's lower or equal, they're going to be decreased in numbers at least. Alright, so they're gone. My anti-aircraft destroyed them all. Well, in that case, I'm gonna definitely send at least 3 planes with the black die. now at least they will not get shot down. Alright, let's see, will the weather affect my planes? So I have -2 DRM to this roll. So that's a 2, and I have 3 planes, so 1 will be lost, which means 1 didn't manage to pass and put a drop. So only 1 drop. Now let's see what happened to this plane. 1 to 3. It's go to damaged. Everything else return to base. Alright, I'm hoping for fuel. That's my biggest concern right now. Yes, definitely. I'm hoping for a 5 on a 1 die. That's a big hope. 6. Should I reroll it? Or should I keep the reroll for this? Because when I roll for random areas, I can even reroll those dice. No, I'm gonna keep reroll. So no drops today. These guys return to base, and that's it. Okay. It is time to see what kind of event's gonna happen. So I'm pulling 4 cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And gray cube doesn't mean nothing. The green, fuel consumption, so I lose 1 fuel. And then there will be artillery attack for sure. So 2 random areas. I'm going to use these 2 red dice. 6 and a 5. 2 of the wars. So I think I'm going to use my iron cross to reroll both of them. Come on, everything but the 6 and a 5. Okay, 1 and a 3. So 1 is definitely rear guard. No one there, so they just pound on the Soviet units, but doesn't really matter, they're always there. You cannot retake these areas, by the way. Now for the 3, Rohoshka or Potovnik, of course I'm going to choose Rohoshka. So they're just pounding their own guys. Their artillery barrage missed completely, so that was perfect. Perfect that I had that reroll. Otherwise that would be really bad. Okay. Next turn. No orders. I can lose 2 airlift planes. Wow. Soldier die in hospital and Chamonaya and center. Attacked by infantry. So one of these guys would be wounded, and they will just destroy 1 level of this fortification. That's okay. I can live with that. I definitely want to do anti-aircraft again. I'm going to place it over this so we will not have any enemy planes. And then I will build the fortification, and I'm gonna build one level 1 fort here in Chernaraya if it gets attacked, so at least only 1 guy is gonna get, well, 1 guy will gonna get wounded anyway, but at least I have some forts here. Or should I increase the fortification in Gumrak? No, I'm gonna put the fort here for now. Alright. So that was my 2 actions. Roll for the weather. And weather is blizzard, which means no enemy planes, no flying. Because when you have a blizzard, no flight. Nothing. There is no airlift today. So we go straight to the dice pool, cube pool. 1, 2, 3. Alright. So I lose 2 airplanes. They actually go to the reserve. So they are damaged, I guess, from a blizzard, cold weather, or whatever happened that day. So I'm left with only 5 planes for my airlift. And then we're gonna have infantry attack on Chernaraya and center. So in Chernaraya they attack this guy outside, he goes to hospital. In center they attack this fortification, it just dropped by 1 level. And that's it, no one is hurt. So I have one guy in hospital, which will not affect my food consumption for now, but I basically don't have one army group. I probably could use some action to get him from the hospital back on any areas. We'll see later on. Let's continue. Okay, Operation Winter Storm. So from Berlin, they are looking to, you know, sending a relieving force. But I need at least 4 fuel for that, so I need to focus on fuel if it's possible. I'm gonna lose some more fuels and 2 random infantry attacks. I'm definitely gonna go for the bunkers. So I'm gonna just fix this bunker here. And then either anti-aircraft or food. It's gonna be food. Come on, more food. 4, 5, or 6. No, I just can't get any food. Alright, let's roll for the weather. Weather is blizzard, so no flight, no airplanes. Damn. We go straight to the event bag. So 2 cubes. And of course oh wait. Wait. I didn't return all these cubes. Wait, maybe it's gonna be a bit different. Come on, good pull. Okay, gray. And gray, perfect. No fuel consumption, no random attacks. Next time, oh, I have only 9 turns left. Okay, level 3 card, plus 2 DRM. Could happen fuel consumption. Infantry can attack rear guard and Rohoshka. Well, they're already under their control, so it doesn't care about that. But if I pull another red cube, 2 random artillery attacks will happen. Okay. Definitely gonna go for fuel. So I need, with this DRM, it's gonna be easy. So 4, that's actually 6, so I get the fuel. And then I sadly have to go for this or this. I don't want to change the orders, so I'm gonna move some troops. I think I'm gonna pull one guy from Gumrak to here, to center, just to be sure, because random attacks, I'm hoping I'm not gonna roll a 6, because I'm guessing it's hard to roll a 6. So if I suffer any casualties, it's not gonna be in the center. I'm hoping, we'll see. Okay, let's see the weather. Come on, is that blizzard gone? 4, it is clear. Oh, good. Which means I have to roll die for the airplane. I'm just gonna shoot them all down, so using this. And I'm sending all 5 planes, which is gonna give me 2 white and 1 black die. And I don't care about the black die. Right now I don't have any enemy planes, so it's just like a standard die. Air combat, no, because we shoot them all down, so everything's gonna pass. Let's hope this airlift will help me out. So I definitely need fuel. I can't get any food. Let's try to get this wounded guy from hospital. And more fuel? No. Let's try to rise the morale. Or what they're attacking? Okay, I don't care about that. We'll do maybe morale rise. Or maybe another shield here. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see, depending on this dice roll. So I need 6s, 5s, and 4s. Okay, I got a 4. So getting guy from a hospital or any fuel is out of the question. But here I can either increase my morale or get a bit more shield, because I'm afraid that this artillery can happen. Actually, who cares? Let's try to get morale up. I have a +2 DRM, at least my morale is going to be up. 2 plus 4, that's a 4, so yeah, my morale goes to 4. So they got some candies, I guess, in Gumrak, and oh, they are really happy about that. Okay. All airplanes return back to base without any problems. Now we need to pull 3 cubes. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so I will get 1 iron cross at least. Fuel consumption, I just lost the fuel. And the first of these red events gonna happen. Rear guard and Hoshka attack. It's already under their control, so nothing happens. Good for me. And I have a reroll, but I don't have a fuel. I need at least 4 fuel to try to roll for the Operation Winter Storm. And I would need to roll 3 and a 4 lower than 7, which is possible with a reroll. I probably could pull that off. Okay, 8 cards left. Let's continue. Oh no, they changed this to Operation Breakthrough, which basically needs all this fill in, clear weather and so on and so on. That's not gonna happen. I could lose 1 more aeroplane, and Stalingrad and Peskovatka will be attacked by infantry. Well, these guys will survive, and Stalingrad, yeah, they could survive without any casualties. Alright, so what do I want to do? Food and anti-aircraft? I mean, not food, but fuel. Yeah, let's go for that. So fuel, I need 3 or more. Oh, come on. Okay, and anti-aircraft, at least if the clear weather, I'm just gonna send all my planes, they're gonna be safe. Rolling for weather. 4, yes, weather is clear. So I need to roll for enemy planes, but instead I'm just gonna shoot them all down. I'm gonna use my cube and block them. Which means I'm sending all my planes. And that's 2 white die and a black die, but that's okay. Important thing is I have parachute drops. Alright, where do I want to send them? So attack Stalingrad and Peskovatka. Okay, let's do like this. Stalingrad, Hospital and Peskovatka. I'm hoping for drops gonna land there. So I need 6, 5 or 2s on these 3 dice. Okay, I got the 2 and 2 4s, which I cannot use. So for Peskovatka, why did I put here? Well, just to put another shield to not lose this fortification from the attack, because they lowered it by 1, but now they have like weapons and stuff, and I can just remove this drop. It's like a little shield, it's shielding my troops. Like a level 1 fortification there. If attack happens though. Okay, airplanes return to base. Airlift was not that good. And now we're gonna pull 3 cubes. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I will lose 1 more airlift planes. Damn. And they attack Stalingrad and Peskovatka. In Stalingrad they just lower this fortification by 1. And this drop will save me to not have to lower this fortification. So save. And that was that. Oh, I could use a reroll, but I'm kind of keeping it for the breakthrough or something. 7 cards left. Okay, no order, so we are back to hold the Stalingrad. Ooh, General Io can be attacked by armor, which would actually send this guy to hospital. And then rear guard and Gumrak. Okay, I don't care about rear guard, but Gumrak is basically destroying this fortification. Well, I'm gonna definitely build fortification. Let me see what happens in the Peskovatka. Well, not Peskovatka. Gumrak. So that's infantry attack. You know what? I'm actually gonna use and just increase this to level 2 in the center. So I'm using this, and then I'm also gonna use another anti-aircraft. So if the weather is clear, I'm just gonna send my old planes. They're gonna be fine. Okay, let's see the weather. It's clear, nice. So I'm sending all planes, which basically give me 2 white dice. Now I would have to roll for enemy planes by using my anti-aircraft just to shoot them down, so I'm fine. So this airlift will pass. So where do I want them? General wire. Okay, here. And I'm hoping for some fuel. Yes, I'm hoping for some fuel. So 4 and 5s. That's what I'm looking for. And I got 2 6s. Okay, I'm re-rolling that. I'm re-rolling that. 4 or 5, come on. So these drop have not dropped where they have to drop. Another unsuccessful airlift. Okay, time to bite the bullet. 2 cubes. Okay. Good, no attacks. Lucky me. Okay, next turn. Breakthrough. No, breakthrough is really hard. Okay, I definitely want to build some more fortifications, so this will happen. And this time, let me see. Stalingrad and Potomnik can get artillery attack. I cannot do anything about Potomnik. Stalingrad, I can put this guy in the fort, I guess. So I'm building fort. Oh, I don't have any more fortifications. Because they are limited. Oh, damn. Well, in that case, let's increase Gumrak to level 2. And I might lose 2 more airplanes. And then let's use this anti-aircraft guns. Help me really for my airlift to pass. Let's see the weather. Weather is blizzard, no flight. No flight this turn, which basically goes directly to event. 2 cubes, 1, 2. Oh no, so I will not lose any planes, but there will be artillery barrage. So first Stalingrad. Okay, let me check. Decrease by 2 level. If there is cube in the fortification, move to hospital. So basically this guy is dead. And this guy goes to hospital. And this fortification is destroyed. And then Potomnik, fortification destroyed. And this guy in the hospital. So I have 3 guys in the hospital. For each 2, at the end of the turn, which is happening right now, I have to spend 1 food. So now they're consuming food. So I need to get them out of the hospital. I need to heal them somehow. Wow. Okay, let's continue. How many cards left? 5. Okay, I have a -1 DRM this turn. Great. Could lose food and fuel, and there is an artillery attack at the Chernalaya and random. So this guy is gonna go to hospital and then random. I don't know where. My center is without any troops. So if I get infantry or armor attack in the center, I lose the game immediately. And only 4 turns left after this one. Nice. I told you this game is. It's gonna break your spirit. Alright, so at least I have anti-aircrafts. Let's see the weather. The weather is clear. I would have to... I'm sending all the planes. I'm gonna shoot down enemy planes, so I don't have to roll for that. So there will be airlift of 2 white dice, 2 cubes, 2 parachute drops. So what I need is, let's try Stalingrad to get some guys out of the hospital, and Gumrak is a 2 level, 1 level, 1 level, what will be attacked? Maybe here, to increase the level at least. So this guy goes to hospital and not get that, because dead guys I cannot return. The wounded guys I can. And as you can see, the more people die, the less areas I can actually, you know, hold. I don't have troops now right now to hold anything, so if there is an attack on the empty area, I'm just gonna lose the game. So I'm hoping for 4 or 6. Luckily the DRMs doesn't affect this, so 1 and a 5. I don't have any rerolls. No drops, no luck. So event, airplanes return to base. Event, 3 cubes, 1, 2, 3. Alright, so food will be okay. Fuel consumption, I lose a fuel, only 1 left. And then artillery attack, artillery barrage, so Chernobyl, this is destroyed. Guy goes to hospital. And then random, so I'm gonna roll 1 die. Oh no, it's the center. It's the hospital will be attacked. So Russians gonna bomb the hospital, and when that happens, you're gonna roll a die. And depending on the die roll, that many people in the hospital will die. So if I roll more than 4, all 4 of them will be dead. And that will be disaster. I don't have any rerolls. Yeah, DRMs doesn't affect the roll for the areas. But I have a -1 DRM to this one, so this could be helpful actually. Alright, let's see. So that's 3. So 3 guys from the hospital are dead. Every time people from hospital die, morale goes that much down. So 3 guys, 1, 2, 3. My morale is now on 1. 1 guy left. Well, at least he will not consume any food. so that's a good thing. But I'm 1 space away with my morale to have to put Paulo Surrender into this deck, which only has right now 4 cards. So I'm definitely pull that out. This is a disaster. I had some hopes at the beginning, but now I can see this game is lost. This is a pure disaster. Okay, no one in chat to chat. Let's go to next turn. Okay, lull turn. +2 DRMs. Food, morale. Okay, I'm definitely gonna use these 2 actions, disruption and morale. So disruption, add 1 white cube into this bag, and morale, let's hope for increase in morale. Yep, goes up. Let's roll for the weather. Weather is fog, so no airplanes. -1 DRM. I'm gonna send 3 airplanes. So 1 white and a black die, possibly. Now let's see how the fog will affect them. If I roll higher than this number of the planes, I'm fine. Of course, I didn't roll higher, so 2 minus 3 is 1, so 1 enemy plane will be lost in the fog. Basically -1 die. And let's see what happened to that plane. 1 to 3, damaged. Yeah, it's damaged, of course. Goes to reserve. So I left with 3 planes, basically for the airlift. What a disaster. Alright, what do I want to do? No events. I really need fuel. I cannot put here, it's disrupted. I'm hoping for a 5. It's a 4. No. Drop fell who knows where. 3 planes left. Alright. Turn number 3. I mean, 3 more turns. I have a +2 DRM. I could lose 2 food. Rear guard is disrupted, which is okay. I am fine if that happens. But Pitomnik and Stalingrad attacked by infantry. Pitomnik will be lost. I cannot even guard it right now because it's disrupted. And Stalingrad, they're gonna survive, but this could be a game over if the attack happens. If I had some iron crosses, I could remove this, but I don't have any. And then I would be able to move troops. Okay, what do I want to do? Let's try to get the guy from the hospital out. Basically, I just need to roll higher than the number of the guys in the hospital, which should be with the +2 DRM. It's just gonna happen. Yeah, it's go to 3. So I can move this guy. I cannot move him Potomnik. This is disrupted, but I can move him somewhere else. So he's gonna be here in the center at least. Yeah. And let's try to get some fuel. So I need more than 1. Okay, with the DRM that's actually 3, so I get 1 fuel. That's it. Let's roll for the weather. Weather is clear, which means there will be some enemy airplanes. I'm just sending everything. So white and a black die. Okay, let's see how many enemy airplanes will be there. 6. Seriously? Alright. Well, I have a +2 DRM. Let's see. 6 with a +2, that's higher than 6, so they somehow they managed to pass by this really large number of enemy airplanes. And what do I need to do? Definitely need to raise my morale a bit, and definitely need to get some fuel. I'm hoping for that. Now I'm still not, I still have a +2 DRM, but I'm still not out of the, here's the thing, I'm rolling a black die. And if there is an enemy airplanes here, if I roll equal or lower, 1 of my planes will be lost. Basically, they're gonna get him when he was returning to base. I still gonna drop my supplies, but could be either damaged or destroyed. In any case, either out of the game or into the reserves. So I'm losing 1 plane. Oh wait, DRMs do not affect, yeah, DRMs do not affect this airlift roll. So I cannot get more than 6. Alright, 5 and a 6. 6 is useless to me. But with a 5 I can either increase my morale or fuel. I'm gonna go for the fuel. 1 plane will be here. Okay, let's try to get more fuel. No. Oh wait, yes, +2 DRM, this actually is 4. So I get the fuel. But my black die was a 5. Lower or equal. So 1 plane when it was returning home was intercepted by the enemy airplanes, and it was destroyed, so out of the game. 2 airplanes left. Alright. And now what is worst is the event. 3 cubes. 1, 2, 3. So -2 food. My food goes to 0. Now this is not that bad unless you have upkeep. In that case, people die in hospital, this goes down, and eventually Paolo surrenders. Zero food doesn't mean you're gonna lose the game or anything, but it's gonna make you... Like right now, let's see, roll for the breakthrough is impossible, even if I have enough fuel, because I will have to roll less than 2 on 2 dice, which is impossible, as you know, unless I have -1 DRM or something, and I roll a perfect like Snake Eyes. So I wouldn't be able to break you even if I would. Oh wait, what am I doing? Sorry, I was... Alright, so this was my cubes. So lose fuel, rear guard is disrupted, so this goes here. I don't care about that place. And then Pitomnik and Stalingrad attack. Pitomnik, no people there. They attack here, here, they just lower 1. And now we check. Do I have 3 or more areas under Soviet controls? Yes, I lost Rohoshka, rear guard and Pitomnik. And this is the game over, as you can see. This is the game over. A brutal game. There was a time when I was really good with fuel and morale, but I didn't have orders for breakthrough and I couldn't call Berlin. And weather was really poor. So I didn't even have a chance to roll for relay force. But that's what happens. Now 16 turns. I think I needed more turns, definitely. 16 cards, not enough. I think at least 18 or 20 cards. But then I would have less either fortification or people. I don't know. But in any case, thanks for watching. That was a live stream of Airlift Stalingrad. I hope you like it. No viewers, but at least maybe someone's gonna watch this after. I'm gonna let the stream go a bit more and then I'm gonna kill it because it has a big delay. I have to check because I don't have two monitors. I'm not a rich guy, so I have actually to check on my sister computer where the stream is, and when it gets to this point I'm just gonna close it down. It's gonna be fine. In any case, thanks for watching. I'm gonna cut the camera feed at least. You don't need my camera. Okay, and see you later.